turmoil in Teresa Caputo's life, hospitalization with newborn boy, spousal discontent. Teresa Caputo, recognized as the Long Island medium, is presently experiencing a profound crisis. She is hospitalized with her newborn, although her new husband declines to assume any care for the infant. He has expelled Teresa from the residence. A neighboring source indicates that Teresa's husband doubts the paternity of the infant, prompting his withdrawal. This rejection and cruel conduct have rendered Teresa mentally distraught. Teresa is presently parenting her child alone and lacks help at this challenging period. Numerous individuals assert that she requires additional support and empathy in this circumstance. Teresa Caputo, the renowned Long Island medium, was familiar with the realm of spirits. However, nothing in her psychic visions had equipped her for the actual tempest that would disrupt her life. It commenced as a romance deserving of celestial acclaim. Following years of emotional detachment post-divorce from Larry Caputo, Teresa rediscovered love with a contemplative man named Daniel Russo. He hailed from a different realm than hers, characterized by mediums, performances, and cameras. He was a former Marine who transitioned to a construction manager, possessing a gruff demeanor and a grounded nature, accompanied by an enigmatic history he hardly divulged. They wed in a discreet ceremony in Montauk, away from media scrutiny. For a period, all appeared flawless. Teresa has never appeared more content. Subsequently, an unforeseen event occurred. At the age of 57, Teresa discovered she was pregnant. The news astonished both her and Daniel. She regarded it as a miracle. Daniel, meanwhile, became progressively aloof. By the time their son, Luca, was born, the emotional divide had transformed into a chasm. Upon Teresa's return home from a hospital, Daniel, icy and enraged, insisted on a paternity test. "That child cannot possibly be mine," he retorted. "This is unnatural. This is incorrect." When Teresa declined to accommodate his paranoia, Daniel erupted. That evening, beneath the tempestuous sky of early May, he gathered her belongings, set them on the porch, and secured the door. Teresa stood, cradling her newborn, her tears blending with the rain. She returned to the hospital, not because of physical ailment, but owing to psychological fatigue and profound sorrow. Nurses observed her seated by the window of her private room for extended periods, conversing with apparitions visible solely to her, imploring for answers, signs, and hope. The information disseminated rapidly. Supporters voiced their indignation. Several neighbors came forward with startling information. Daniel had perpetually begrudged Teresa's notoriety and had been progressively envious of the attention she garnered. A woman, who requested anonymity, asserted that Daniel had informed her months prior that he did not desire a child to disturb his tranquility. Teresa, alone with a newborn, was now traversing the challenges of parenthood in her late 50s, devoid of a husband, lacking nearby family support, and possessing minimal strength. She refused interviews, but shared a single post on Instagram, a monochrome image of Luca's small hand grasping her finger, captioned, "When the world closes its doors, I embrace the one that ushered in a new life." She christened the infant Luca James Caputo, bestowing upon him her surname rather than Daniel's. According to those close to her, she has initiated legal proceedings for custody and is ready to apply for annulment of her marriage. The underlying narrative encompasses themes of treachery, perseverance, and spiritual introspection. Teresa now articulates gently that not all conflicts are resolved by verbal discourse. Some are waged in silence, in tears, and by the will to persevere when all appears futile. A confidant of Teresa disclosed, "She is convinced that this child has entered her life for a purpose. Luca serves as a conduit to a more significant entity." She asserts that the spirits informed her long ago that she would encounter her most significant challenge later in life. Daniel Russo has disappeared from public view and declined to comment, while Teresa's followers are uniting in her favor. Ultimately, this narrative was not centered on scandal, it was focused on resilience. As Teresa cradles infant Luca to sleep in the tranquility of her newly rented flat, she attunes herself not just to the whispers of the past but also to the pulsating essence of a fresh start. Michael Grant, a 42-year-old software engineer from Chicago, was analytical, methodical, and intensely critical of anything that lacked empirical evidence. Phantoms? Negative. Individuals with purported supernatural abilities? Kindly. Media? Complete charlatans in his perspective. He lost his mother, Carol, to cancer 3 years ago, and although her passing created a void in his heart, he had never considered reaching out to her through supernatural methods. During a business trip to New York, he impulsively visited Long Island for the weekend. While perusing a quaint bookstore, he overheard a woman discussing a session with Teresa Caputo, the Long Island medium, and its remarkable accuracy and therapeutic effects. Michael rolled his eyes with such intensity that he nearly strained a muscle. Another charlatan profiting from sorrow, he muttered. Curiosity operates in an unusual manner. That night, restless and tormented by recollections of his mother's last days, Michael conducted an online search for her. Teresa Caputo. Fair-haired, voluminous hair, pronounced accent. An extraordinary individual renowned for the ability to converse with the deceased. What on earth, he contemplated, it is really a single session. I will verify its authenticity personally, regardless of other considerations. The appointment was scheduled for the subsequent afternoon. Teresa greeted him with her characteristic warmth and sincerity. You are a skeptic, are you not? She remarked with a wink. I can invariably discern. Michael grinned smugly. Is that an element of your ruse? Teresa emitted laughter. Negative. The spirit conveyed to me. Prior to his response, she seated herself opposite him, closed her eyes, and exhaled profoundly. I perceive a woman here, exuding a formidable presence. She asserts that she was obstinate, a combatant till the conclusion. Lung cancer? No, more prevalent. However, she asserts that you were present. You grasped her hand. Michael became immobile. Teresa persisted. She claims you continue to harbor guilt regarding a particular matter. You did not bid farewell, as you intended. You failed to express, I love you, sufficiently. His heart raced. She states, inform my Mikey that I perceived every utterance. Even when he believed I was unconscious. I heard him singing. Michael's breath became constricted in his throat. No one was aware that he had softly whispered their cherished song, Moon River, into her ear during her final moments. It was their clandestine lullaby from his youth. Teresa's gaze softened. She expresses gratitude for your courage in moments when she was unable to be brave. She inquires about the red scarf you retained, that belonged to her during high school. She appreciates your wearing it. She asserts that she accompanies you whenever you make contact with it. Silent tears cascaded down his face. He was unaware that he was weeping. I believed this to be counterfeit, he murmured. Teresa smiled, resting a delicate hand on the table between them. Affection endures, Michael. It merely alters its form. The session concluded silently. Michael stepped into the frigid Long Island atmosphere, the surroundings abruptly more serene, profound, and interconnected than before experienced. He grasped the crimson scarf around his neck and gazed at the sky. For the first time in years, he experienced a sensation he had refrained from acknowledging since the funeral, serenity. That evening, in his hotel room, he played Moon River on his phone and said, I miss you, Mom. In that instant, whether through spirit, soul, or an inexplicable scientific phenomenon, he sensed her presence, gentle as remembrance, powerful as love. Nevertheless, it was a rainy Tuesday afternoon in Long Island. Clouds enveloped the sky, and a gentle drizzle tapped softly on the windows of Teresa Caputo's inviting reading room. The aroma of sage and lavender permeated the atmosphere. The illumination was dim, and candles danced on the shelf behind her. Teresa, adorned in her characteristic voluminous hair and high heels, was imbibing chamomile tea when the door slowly opened. A mother entered, grasping the hand of a young child, no older than 8. His name was Alexander. His deep brown eyes were more mature than his age and conveyed a subtle melancholy. His mother, Jen, appeared anxious. "Greetings, I am Teresa," she stated softly, rising to welcome them. "Hello," Jen responded. "This is Alexander. He experienced the loss of a significant someone in his life. I was uncertain whether bringing him here was the correct decision. He continually claims to hear whispering while he sleeps. I believed you might be able to assist." Teresa crouched to align her gaze with Alex's. "Greetings, my dear," she remarked affectionately. "Your courage in coming here is commendable. Occasionally, individuals who care for us from the afterlife attempt to reach out in unique manners. Would you let me to converse with them on your behalf?" Alex offered a slight nod. They reclined on the plush chairs within the reading room. Teresa momentarily closed her eyes, inhaled deeply, and murmured quietly to herself. After a minute, she abruptly opened them. "Alex," she inquired, her voice quavering slightly, "did you possess a twin sister?" Alex gazed upward with astonishment. His eyes brimmed with tears as he nodded deliberately. Jen inhaled sharply beside him, concealing her mouth. "She deceased when you were both merely infants," Teresa continued. "She has arrived." She repeatedly presents a pair of coordinating baby shoes while clutching a stuffed rabbit. Alex grasped his cherished rabbit firmly, an item he never left behind. "She claims to observe you while you slumber. She is perpetually by your side. The whispers are indeed real. You are not merely imagining them, dear. It is she. She asserts that you are the most courageous older brother, despite being born merely a few minutes prior to her." Jen's cheeks were adorned with tears. "She instructs me to convey that she is not lonely. She engages with butterflies, accompanied by her grandfather. Did he lately pass away?" Jen acquiesced once more, her voice trembling. "My progenitor. 1 year prior." Teresa beamed amiably. "He refers to you as his sunshine, Jen. He expresses pride in your resilience, even during solitary moments of tears at night." The room appeared motionless, as though time had ceased. Subsequently, Teresa redirected her attention to Alex. "She wishes to convey something significant to you. She asserts that you will perpetually feel apart from your peers, although that is your unique advantage. She is imparting her strength to you. You will assist others in the future." Alex averted his gaze, his lips quivering. "I long for her presence." "She is aware," Teresa murmured. "She also misses you. However, she asserts that you elicit her laughter. Each time you embrace your rabbit, it resembles embracing her." The room was enveloped in silence, laden with emotion. Subsequently, Alex rose and embraced Teresa firmly. She embraced him as a grandmother would. Upon the conclusion of the session, Jen embraced Teresa while weeping. "I was uncertain of my belief in this," she murmured, "but I believe I do now." Teresa merely smiled. They consistently articulate what must be expressed. Affection persists beyond death. It merely alters its form. As the rain diminished and a gentle sunlight emerged from the clouds, Alex glanced back one more time and murmured, "Inform my sister that I shall search for butterflies." Teresa acquiesced, her eyes shimmering. "She has already heard you." Nonetheless, it was a windy Thursday afternoon on Long Island. The sun descended behind a delicate layer of clouds, illuminating the grounds of the charming colonial-style residence where Teresa Caputo was about to conduct a private reading. The family she was visiting, the Harpers, had resided there for decades. Recently, a catastrophe has disrupted their formerly tranquil existence. Since the enigmatic drowning of their 18-year-old daughter, Lila, in their backyard pond, referred to by her as her secret garden, everything has changed. Upon exiting her white SUV, adorned in leopard print shoes and characterized by her distinctive voluminous blonde hair, Teresa saw a visibly anxious mother, Karen Harper, who was grasping a locket tightly to her chest. "Hello, darling," Teresa whispered affectionately, her Long Island accent enveloping each syllable like an embrace. "Are you anxious? Refrain from doing so. Whatever transpires today is motivated solely by love." Within the residence, the walls were adorned with photographs of Lila. Her smile illuminated every room, however now only silence persists. Teresa positioned herself opposite Karen and her spouse, Tom. She shut her eyes, taking a deliberate breath. Her expression transformed within seconds. "Who possessed the lily tattoo?" she inquired abruptly. Karen inhaled sharply. Lila possessed a lily tattoo on her wrist. It was her preferred flower. Teresa acquiesced. "She has arrived. She has been present. She is informing me about the water, although she is demonstrating that it was not an accident." Tom's complexion turned ashen. "What is your meaning?" Teresa's eyes filled with tears. She states, "Father, I did not fall. I was propelled. She is presenting a boy to me, dark-haired and tall. She states that his name begins with M." Karen concealed her mouth. "Matthew." Teresa gazed directly at her. "Matt was her romantic partner, correct?" "She is demonstrating an argument to me. She alleges that he became angry. Extremely angry. Did she ever mention his possessiveness to you?" Karen acquiesced, weeping. "We presumed it was merely adolescent theatrics. She claims he threatened to take her to the depths should she ever abandon him. She believed it was merely a metaphor until that day." Teresa halted. "She wishes to inform you, she engaged in combat. She did not only relinquish. Moreover, she is not angry. She states, 'Mother, I am fine now. I am available. However, do not permit him to harm anyone else.'" Tom rose, quaking. "We lacked evidence." Teresa acquiesced. "You do now. Examine the journal located in her closet. She is presenting me some spiral-bound pink papers. Within, there exists a page adorned with crushed petals. She documented everything. She concealed it to prevent you from worrying." Silently, Karen ascended the stairs. After 5 minutes, she reappeared, grasping a pink-flowered notebook to her bosom, her eyes wide with astonishment. "Everything is present." Teresa breathed, as though the air in the room had been taut and was now liberated. She is smiling now. Large and luminous. She is expressing gratitude. She is stating, "Inform Dad that it is permissible to replant the lilies. I will be present in the Zephyr." Karen and Tom experienced a breakdown, allowing sadness to dissipate sufficiently for truth and tranquility to emerge. While returning to her SUV, Teresa glanced back and murmured, "Spirit never lies." In the garden, a gentle breeze stirred the lilies that Tom had replanted weeks prior. A single blossom unfurled delicately, as though caressed by an invisible force. Greetings, esteemed viewers. Welcome to my channel. I am Mina. I hope your day is going well. If you liked the video, please remember to subscribe to the channel.